We now return to A-Train Tourism, the City of Hopes and Dreams, the second tutorial mission, and boy, this one is a doozy, so let's get into it. And this time we go back to 1990, 2 years before the last time. Good morning, Mr. Karuizawa and Mr. Goshiki are waiting for you. Good morning, let me bring you up to speed on things. This area has been developed in line with the local government's plan for the Sunbelt Resort. Iberia Land in Isoya will function as the center of the resort's development. As a member of the development committee, we received funding from the local government to construct and manage the amusement park Viento de España. This amusement park will be the main tourist attraction for people visiting Iberia Land. Conditions of our agreement in exchange for capital participation are that we expand the local tourist route and increase the number of tourists who visit. In terms of numbers, our goal is to increase the number of tourists who visit the region by at least 200,000. That is, per year. We'll be managing the bus route as well as the railroad that'll form the tourist route to Iberia Land. And our current goal should probably be expanding that tourist route. In addition to our agreement with the local government, we have some work left by the previous company president who founded this company, namely becoming a publicly listed company. It's up to us to get the company listed on the stock market. In other words, we want to be able to procure funding by trading our shares on the stock exchange. However, our financial status will be crucial in making this happen. To start with, we'll definitely need to be running a surplus. Yeah, okay. So let's pop forward a little bit. Okay, our railroad is connected to Toyonami in the south. Passengers can transfer to a bus from the last stop on that line, Oma Station. This bus route will be used as part of the tourist route to Iberia Land. The amusement park in Iberia Land is a subsidiary of our company. Unfortunately, there's a bit of a problem with the tourist route as it is, but let's proceed with the inspection of the town for now. Okay. Well, we'll come back because we're not going to do that. How'd you find the first inspection? It's beautiful here, isn't it? The aquaculture industry is booming here. The fish caught in these waters are famous all over for being delicious. Okay. This red passenger marker indicates the bus or train couldn't fit all passengers who wanted to board and had to leave some of them behind. Buses can't transport as many people as trains can to begin with. Let's start by solving this capacity problem, shall we? Okay, so now we can buy buses. Work the same way as trains, more or less. The bus is placed, okay. Once you've placed your bus, start by selecting its operating route, which can be found under Operating Schedule. At first, only the location in which you place your bus will be shown on the list. Select this location to add a new destination. Okay, I'd like you to add bus stops from Oma Station to Iberia Land. Just keep in mind that while you're able to delete destinations added by mistake, you'll not be able to remove the original location. Right. And then we can have different slots here in each of the bus stops. So, that will be our first turn here as we take this secondary bus and we will place it on this side of the road. And I'm just going to go ahead and copy what we got going here to this bus. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and just rename these buses to South Bus. This will become important later. South Bus 2. Alright. Let me see real quick. I don't know. Yeah, okay, it's not available yet. So a lot of the things I complained about in the previous episode on the previous mission largely are solved here. The game keeps a lot of things like advanced settings away from you until the second tutorial here. So that's kind of bad. One thing we do want to do, actually, before we have that bus route go. So if we look at the first bus's operating schedule here and its route, we see that it goes from Iberia land to Oma, and if we click on it, we can see that it is going to parking slot number 1. There are 2 slots in each of these. To avoid any kind of clustering together, we're going to grab this one and pick route, go to Iberia land, and set it to platform 2. Okay, and now you'll see here, this must have saved the settings. So route color, depot settings, all this stuff, it's not there. But later in this tutorial, she'll say, oh, there's a thing called advanced settings that turns all this stuff on, and it looks like it kept it here even though I don't have access to the advanced settings yet. But anyway, we'll cover that when we get to it. Right, I think we can let it go. I'll just bring her back. Okay, how's the bus going? You should focus on increasing the number of tourist routes. This town is connected to Sema, to the north by road. Let's use this road to extend our bus route to Iberia Land and Sema and increase the number of tourists who can visit these locations. Iberia Land is quite far, so it might be an idea to construct some bus stops along the way as well. Not only will this route be great for tourism, but it should also help the townspeople get around. We now have stops. Currently have 2 stops on the route between Iberia Land and the station. There are different types, among which we have the basic bus stops will work. Okay, why not build a bus stop here along the way to Iberia Land? It would form part of a route to Sema. Okay, Right, so let's construct a new one. And this bus stop here is what has been laid down so far. And this allows us to expand it so we have slots for more buses as they stop. If we use a basic bus stop, all that does is just put a little marker on the road and the bus will stop there and block traffic, but it's okay. We want to make sure we're using number 2 because that is a double bus stop. If we just use this, it's only one side of the road. We want both sides of the road. So we'll go ahead and put one here. And you know what? I'm actually gonna put another one. So if we take a look here, we see that this goes from here all the way to here to get to Iberia Land. So I'm gonna put in another stop. I think I'll put a stop in, how about right here? This place might be a little bit better. But if we put it here, then this area will expand. So why don't we put it here? Confirm. Okay, so now we have that route. And yeah, so bus terminal's been unlocked. Depots. Okay, this is important. Later in the tutorial, we'll need to know where truck stops are. They're down here. Yeah, this bus terminal is something that's unlocked with advanced settings as well. I should have, I guess, turned that off. Okay. So she wants me to set up a new bus route going out here all the way to the next town and setting that up. I'm not going to do that though. Instead, well, let's continue on here and I'll wait. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a train line. It'll bring in far more people. Connecting our roads to those other towns will increase the number of tourists who visit our town. Local government is responsible for constructing public roads, but our company can construct them as well. However, control of any roads constructed will be transferred to the local government, so they won't be counted as company assets. According to Mr. Goshiki, the land that the road is constructed on will be included in the donation, which will result in a financial loss for the company. Running a profit is important for us to be able to hold an initial public offering, and we need that to get ourselves on the stock market. So be careful you don't construct so many roads we end up in a deficit. Alright, so we got the road menu here. And we can lay down roads, and these construction settings are part of the advanced settings. They allow us to decorate things and, you know, put in guardrails and whatnot. Controls for constructing, okay. Putting down roads is pretty easy. You can make elevated roads, and then you can have on-ramps and off-ramps and all that stuff. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take this part right here. Construct some roads. Oh boy, that is not what I want at all. Come on. There we go. Oh. There we go. Pull that back. Make another pin. There we go. Okay, yeah. So, we're going to create ourselves a little bit of a road there. Now, before we go too far here, I'm going to turn you off. So I'm going to turn you off. So we're going to have a bus route going from the north, but we are going to have it going from here as opposed to going all the way out of town and then coming back in. So I guess first thing I got to do is put in a station. And we've already got two stations. We've got this little station and this little station. So I guess we'll stick with the aesthetic and pick a red one. And let's see, I want to put this down here. Let's put it, yeah, let's put it here. I need a little bit of space because I'm going to need a run up to make an incline to get over this hill. Let's see. Okay, Oima Shrine, and over here is Sugyo Onsen, the hot springs. The game doesn't tell you at all that you have more than one tourist trap. Iberia Land is the main one, but in order to reach that goal of 200,000 tourists in a year, we're also going to have to hook these up as well. So for right now, I'm just going to grab that. I'm going to grab 2 platforms. You know what? Let's actually go with 5. But let's not build over that house, because that's unnecessary and expensive. So I guess it'll fit right there. That'll be fine. Okay. We're going to go ahead and build that one. It's going to take a while to construct. Let's come back and... oh my god. Grab some rails. Begin here. Now, let's see. Shoot. So, the thing about the rails is that you need so much space to build an incline. And if you don't have it, it shoots off in some weird direction. So I guess maybe just from here? Shit. Is this really not going to work? Have I built these too big, maybe? Let's see, could I activate you from there? Incline. No incline. Aggravating. This works. I know it does because I did it. I've already completed this mission, so let's maybe grab from here and come down. Now there we go. So if we go back, now we can do incline, no. Incline, no. Damn it. Incline, no. So you can incline it down a slope. It's not doing it for me though. There you go. There we go. Alright. And then this can hook up here. Excellent. So finicky. Right, and then send this one out. Okay, and here's the switch line connecting thing, so if we hit that we can get 2 lines, one going out, one going in. We're not going to do that. Just have a single line here. Okay, so it's going to be a while before this thing goes anywhere. So I'm going to lay another bus stop here. Use this one. We'll lay it down right here. And let's give it 2 parking spots right away. Okay, so now we need to set up a northern bus route. So, playing this through the first time, you are very, very unprofitable for like the first 2 years. So, let's see, we'll buy two buses. So we're going to take you, and we're going to rename you as the North Bus. And I'm going to place you, and I'm going to place you here. Let's see, which direction are you going towards? Okay. That's one we want. And then I'm going to give it an operating schedule. The route is going to be Waima 2. Then we're going to go down to... I guess West Oima, and it should let me put all of those in together, but South Sugio, and then at South Sugio we add Iberia Land. Yes, so it'll go there. Okay. And yeah, so let's see. At West Oima, this one will take slot 1, and then when we get to Iberia Land, we'll make that take slot 1 as well. Yeah. Okay. So then what we're going to do is we're going to copy that, set it to here. Actually, let's set it to all. That way it also changes the name, and then we can just rename it as 2. Then we have to come in here, place this one down. I'm going to place this one down over here. That way they're on both sides, and that cuts the travel time in half. So grab you, go to operating schedule, operating route, and now we're going to set this to parking platform number 2. We're going to end up needing like half a dozen buses on all these stops, but for now this will work. So set that in motion. Railroad is 10 kilometers. So yeah, I could have a bus going out here whilst we wait to gather tourists, but I mean, it's not going to be that long. In fact, why don't we go ahead and do our timer deal here. And April 7th is when that's going to be done. We'll come down to 10 a.m. Let that speed forward for a bit. Looks like we're already making some money, but I think that's from the southern route. The northern route is not going to be making any money. And we can tell that by coming in here and seeing that, yeah, pretty much actually everybody is losing money. The southern bus routes are very full at the moment. So we may need to make more buses sooner than I think. Anyway. There it is. Bingo. So now I can put in my train. We use a commuter train. So this commuter train has 2 cars on it, I think. We'll want to expand that, obviously. But right now... Shoot, what am I doing? Right now I think we can just get away with doing the same thing. So we'll have another commuter train. These are basically the same thing. We'll have a different color going for the northern route, why not? Yeah, I mean, this commuter train is just better all around. We'll stick with 2 cars. Like I said, it takes forever to make profit, and so we don't need to be having extra car expense for a while. So we'll go with that. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead and rename you to South Train. And this will be... North Train. Right. So now, may as well just go ahead and place you right there, and go. Yeah. So now we have connection. So this is another thing that I've learned about growing your city as well. In order to help sort of get development going around stations and whatnot, you actually want places where people will change either into another track or another mode of transport. And so having the buses go would bring people here for sure, but having Oima here, or West Oima, grow up is going to be facilitated by people coming into the rail and then switching over to buses. And that's just something apparently that is in the game algorithm that starts looking for high traffic areas and thinking, oh, development should start here. Don't get excited though, it's going to take a while. But yeah, anyway. So let's go ahead and just continue on with the tutorial here. We should start thinking about finishing the previous president's work, which means getting the company listed on the stock market. Are you aware of the benefits of having a company listed on the stock market? I'm going to ask a friend of mine. Okay, let's go to the stocks. How can I help? How's it going? Okay, we can go over this. She is overly enthusiastic about how the stock market works, and she's just like, trust me on my recommendations. Just buy stuff, you'll make money. It's very simple. You just come over here, you look at this, she gives you advice saying, hey, yeah, do this one, and then you buy shares. If it's got a star here, there are benefits for shareholders. As you can see down here, 1 million shares will be needed to gain those benefits, and they are various benefits. Like she mentions in the tutorial there, if you get benefits from a construction company, it means that your construction costs will be lower, for various things like that. However, we have some shares already in Hastings Construction and Galaxy Oil, and you'd think that they're doing all right, especially if you listen to her, but they were losing money for me by the end. Let's see, Chemical Company did all right, and it's very cheap. It's doing very great right now. It's going up, which means it's very expensive. But as you can see, and I think I made a mistake doing this one, so I'm not going to do it right now. What about Sunset Rubber? Oof, Sunset Rubber had a big down. But if it goes up, tell you what, we'll purchase 10,000 shares. You got to pay attention to that 0K. Whatever number you put in here is 10,000 shares, and it costs a lot of money. But why not? We'll buy some. You know what? Let's buy some of that rubber too. Wait a minute. Cement? Cement might have stockholder benefits, but it doesn't seem to be active, and she says it sucks anyway. Steel? Steel is going up, up, up. Actually, it's going down, down, down right now. It seems to be fluctuating. You know what? Why not? Buy 10,000 shares. That's 8 mil. This is not how you make money. Despite how the game tells you it definitely is, it's a whole aspect of the game that I find to be completely unnecessary. Ironic then that we are having to put our own company on the market. And I just realized I should have made this a double line. So what I'm actually going to do to make sure that the game does not, there we go, that the game does not build here, since I want to put more rail this way, I'm going to go ahead and acquire these. So now we can put another rail in here. Actually, yeah, it's got one. It's already got, it is a double rail. Oh, well, PS. Did I lose money on this? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because I was being a dum-dum. That's alright. Okay, next up. Start by going over the 3 requirements have to be met in order to get listed on the stock exchange. Okay, well, we can actually figure that one out by looking at the plan. So to get on the stock exchange, you need to... There it is. Initial public offering. We need net assets of 9.5 billion or more. We need retained earnings of almost 2 billion. And this is the important part that takes forever. You need to be in surplus for more than 2 consecutive years. So you need to get into profit making and then sit and wait for 2 years before the game allows you to buy this. It then takes 4 months for it to activate at all. God, it's actually a major pain. But what we can do is we can extend the deadline, first things first. And then why don't we get the sales department going? This will allow me to have multiple things going at the same time, which I'm eventually going to need. So we'll get that started. It's only going to take 20 days, and we'll move on to the next thing. See, making profit in 2 years is easy to understand, but we also need a certain amount of net assets and retained earnings. Okay, I'm not going to go over this because it's just a bunch of drivel gobbledygook. I mean, it means nothing to me. So we're going to speed through his descriptions here, and this is what we're looking at. Retained earnings. Retained earnings are basically tied to your net profits. That's the whole gist of what he's saying. So down here, this means nothing, and that gross margin does not match with the retained earnings. So we're already in the hole, largely because of my construction and all that. So we're going to have to dig ourselves out of that and then go for 2 billion. And that is per year. So that's another thing. Again, it's going to be forever before we're able to accomplish this stuff, so I'm going to just skip through the tutorial as I can here. Okay, listen up. It'd be great if you could lend me your ear too, boss. As you know, the aquaculture industry is booming in this town, and Oima's marine products are pretty popular too. Well, I was doing business in the neighboring town, and I found out there's a high demand for them over there, so we won't have any trouble finding buyers. That's why I propose we start transporting marine products by way of our railroad. So now we have access to trucks here. We can get the marine products from a local fishing cooperative and make a decent profit transporting them to the neighboring town. And like I said, you won't need to worry about finding buyers. I've already found some. Alright, so now we got trade opportunities here. We can buy and sell from the neighboring towns via our connections. Okay, we'll just kind of skip over this because it's very easy to understand. Right, so we're going to be doing a couple things here. Right now, the easiest connection we have is Sema. They are selling materials, and they are buying fish. These change monthly, I think. I do not know how to get overseas. I don't know that I have access to a shipping thing yet, so we won't worry about that. We're probably not going to be able to get to anybody else. This agricultural stuff I'm also not sure on. There are farms everywhere, and you can put down an agricultural warehouse, but it doesn't seem like the farms take goods to the warehouse. Anyway, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to select no restriction on quantity for purchasing the goods. That'll help sort of build things up here, and we can transport them as well. I don't know that we're going to do that too much, but so we got this as no restriction on how much we can get. You can see here these other ones can have a certain quantity and then they'll end. So it has no quantity on how much we can buy, but it does have a deadline. We can buy at this price up until June, so for 2 months. So we'll buy as many as we can there, and then we'll turn around and sell. And what we're looking for is Sema, and we are looking for... We're looking for a quantity that I believe I can make, which might be 300. I think that's kind of high, to be honest with you. We might make 280. We might probably make 240. I guess it depends on how much infrastructure I spend all at once. This goes till July. That only goes to June. Let's pick this one. And if we're lucky, a lot of that stuff will still be there. Okay, you gonna tell me anything else about this? City planning. She wants to explain how local government subsidies work. She made it clear that we'll benefit from information. Okay, we're skipping ahead here, but let's go ahead and talk to her. Okay, government policies. So basically, cities now have bounties here. Just kind of gloss over this because it's also easy to understand. So, we have conditions that we need to meet, and what we will gain in return for that is a subsidized land value for all these things, and a chunk of cash on the way back after whatever the term is met. So, for like here in Sugyo Village, if we build 3 commercial subsidies, we will gain 100% subsidized land, which means ultimately we get our money back. We also gain profit from our subsidies. So I think Oima Village will be the first one. Yeah, let's pick this one first. Okay, so we got to build 3 residential buildings in Oima Village, seeing as how this is a place we're developing right now. We're going to do that. And I'm also going to pause the game. Okay, so before we get into the subsidies, let's go ahead and start building up the fishery stuff. So we got this fishing harbor here. Unfortunately, even though it says it's a commercial zone, I don't think I can build these myself. I think the map has to either develop them or just have them. But anyway, so we have to have 2 parts to this. We have to have, what is it? Storage? It's under storage. No, not trade land. Under resources, there we go. So we need a storage area. And we are going to need a marine products warehouse. So we will grab this, put it on some undeveloped land. That way we don't have to pay for it. And you can see it's within range of this. So this is uploading and then offloading into the warehouse. So that's the first step. And now to be able to transport it, we have to have a stop. So here is where we will construct a new stop, and instead of bus stops, we're looking for a truck stop. And we'll put that right in the middle. There you go. And let's allow for 2 vehicles to be parked on that one. Okay. Right, so now we build some trucks. Out of all that in automobiles, we're going to be purchasing cab over. We don't have access to semi-trucks yet. We have to research those. And I want... let's buy 3. I think 3 will be able to handle it. We might... should I buy 4 so I can try transporting it? Kind of a distance to transport it, though. I don't think it'll be profitable to transport this stuff to get to another town. Because the other towns are on the other edges of the map and we're, divided by the lake. So let's just buy 3. And another thing to make this work, and I sort of forgot, is we got to do the same setup over here. So before we actually do this, because I got to set up a route, we got to do another stop. Another stop, please, thank you. Construct, the truck stop. Except I don't want you there. I want you on this side. Okay, we'll allow for 2 vehicles here as well. I mean, since I've got 3, I could just do 3. It doesn't actually seem to add anything as far as expenses. So, alright. We'll take 3 there. And then we are going to also have to have a warehouse here. So we gotta back out, go to storage area, pick another marine products deal, put that down, rotate, and yeah, I think that's fine. We'll confirm that there. Okay, so now we're good to go. Actually, wait. I want to go into my stop here. I want to go into West Oima. I guess it's this one? It is this one. Let's remodel real quick to that one and give it a 3rd. See, I should have done that first because now it's going to cost me 6 million extra. But we'll do that. Okay. So now we can take one of the automobiles. We will place it. We will place it... Can I put it here? Going in. There shouldn't be any pickup just yet. We'll confirm it. And then we want to go into its operating schedule, its route. Its route is going to start in the parking lot. We will then go to the other parking lot. And, okay, so in this parking lot over here, we need to switch our freight. We're not doing that, we're doing this. We're offloading marine product. And then back at the other one, we're getting it. And then we need to come into departure settings. And this is very important. So what we need to do here is come to the one we're loading from. And we need to say, wait for freight. And then this one is set to just, I guess, 15 minutes. I think 15 minutes is a little too long. We can probably wait to offload at 10 minutes, in fact. In fact, we can probably do 5 minutes. I think 5 minutes will be fine. Because it goes immediately to the warehouse. So that will be fine there. Another thing, this is set to slot 1. So when I put the other trucks down, we're going to, whoops, copy. Going to copy. I will place you. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Basically, if I put them down now, they're all just going to wait until something is moving. But we'll give them different slots. So I think, actually, let's put you, there we go. if I put it over here, it's going to tell me, hey, this isn't part of your route, because it's not. Only this part is. So it'll ask me that if I want to change it or not. But let's keep it this way for right now. Confirm that direction, and then I'm going to come into operating, and I'm going to operate the route, and I'm going to come to here, and I'm going to switch it to parking location 2. Both of these. And then got number 3 here. Place you. Just line you up behind. And then your operating route will be on platform 3. Platform 3. Okay, something to think about. So, operating hours, all that stuff, I'm just going to have it run forever because it's freight, but that now just reminded me of my North Bus. My North Bus operating hours need to change. So let's do 5 and all the way to 11 at night, and the only reason for that is because that is what the default bus was set at. And also, questioning about last time how to set your operating days and months and all that. They're available now. You have to turn them on in advanced settings. Okay, so that should be good to go. Let's make sure number 2 is also operating on that timetable. Okay. Okay, so now we're moving freight to the train station. Now we have to set up the train station so it can actually move the freight. So yeah, we better set up a second line instead of trying moving them both on the same line. I don't think that's going to go very well for me. So, once again, let's see. Can I... Nope. Okay, this one's going to be really finicky because we're going up a very strange incline. Come back, please. I'm kind of tempted to have it go that way. Isn't going to work. What I should have done was moved it over. I can still do that. I could have these shift that way. So let's try that instead. Let's come over to here. Decline. There you go. Next. Okay. Yeah, so we'll do that. Confirm. Huh? Oh, because I didn't put the thing. Oh, shoot. Shoot. No. No. Undo. There we go. Criminy. Okay, actually, yeah. Okay. It's finicky. It's really finicky. Okay. We can confirm. Good. Now, we will take this line. We will now make this that line. Confirm. Okay. I'm wondering if there's a way I could get this... No, not really. I was thinking maybe I could have that be the outgoing and then this could be the incoming line, but then once you get to here, there's no way to do that unless I make another switch over. So we're not going to do that. That thing will just be there for ever. Okay. And that means before that train disappears, we got to move it to the other side. Okay. So trains. This is North Train. Withdraw. It's full of people too. That's really unfortunate. Place it down. We'll go ahead and just keep it, I guess. Keep it going that direction. Okay. So now we need to purchase a new one. This is where we get the electric locomotive. And we're going to be moving materials and marine product. And you know what? Let's do 3 marine product. It's going to be a while before this is actually useful. before we produce enough that we can pull 3 trains worth of material, or excuse me, product. But ultimately, I think it's going to be better. Yeah. Okay. How did I not? Making all kinds of mistakes. 1, 2, 3. Material. Gotta go down here. Confirm it. Thank you. Alright, electric locomotive. We're going to place. And we're going to place you here. We're going to confirm you. Now, I want to come into the operating schedule, operating route, and I want to make sure that, first of all, you're coming into this side, and then you're turning around. Alright. So, Oima Station, we will be coming to freight and offloading the freight. Okay, that all looks good. You'll notice now that there are other things like speed limits and directional things that we can change here. Change direction, yes. Change direction, no. Okay. This gives us our turn back and a freight. It still doesn't give me like signals. This basically just slows me down at certain points. So it's not super useful. It's not super useful. It's not quite what I was hoping for. Okay, stoppage time of 15 minutes. That'll probably be enough to load and offload. So yes, I think we're good. I gotta check the other one now, just to make sure that this train. Sorry, you. Okay, and no, you need to be going back on the left side. Okay, now we're good to go. Wait a minute, but we're not, because it's a passenger train. I don't want it to be operating at all hours, so we'll set this one to the old standby of 6 to... My thinking here is that the buses run until 11, and the train might only go until 10. We probably want this to be running until 11. Actually, we probably want it the same hours as the buses, just because people will be coming in and getting on the bus. Yeah. Alright. So now we're good to go with that. Go. 20 kilometers of railroad. Hooray. Anything else? May I ask why you're floundering about like that underneath your desk? You dropped something. I'm pretty small, so I should be able to reach it. Allow me. Miss Matsushima, is the president in? Come in, Mr. Goshiki. Oh boy. Anyway, I have documents that need to be looked over. I brought them with me. Let's look at them. The sales report option has been added to the menu. Again, this is very meaningless to me. The revenue report totals the sales and expenses for each department for the set period. You should choose to view it by month or by term. Okay. The blue bar and the red bar are profits and expenses. The blue bar being bigger is better. Okay. And his pedantic, oh, well done, you understood it. Okay, did something good happen, Mr. Karawazawa? Okay. Got a proposal to expand. Business has been smooth and profitable. That makes this a perfect time to increase the number of subsidiaries we own and diversify our business. Got a lot of customers, key industries. You don't need to tell me, well, you don't need me to tell you that the number of passengers we get is greatly impacted by areas surrounding each station. Yeah, so the more things that are surrounding a station, the more appealing it is, and people will want to go there. Good, now we've got our subsidiaries. So let's pause this, because now we can come into our government office and deal with our policies. So we need 3 residential buildings around Oima Village. And we're going to start doing that by constructing... yes, and there's also eventually some properties. These are properties we currently own. Properties that will come on the market. So we're just going to skip through this. Yeah. Right now, nothing. But if we click on it he will tell me, hey, this would be a good purchase right now. You can make a lot of profit and all that stuff. And then there's others that, yeah, we're not making much profit. You should sell that and all that. Anyway, construct. We are going to construct. Recreational. We are going, no, not recreational. Residential. Housing complex. Let's get this. And let's put one here. And it'll be fine. Now, housing, well, all of these, can have synergy with certain other types of buildings in the area. And so they kind of say that, actually. So like it's an industrial classification. Some of them do. Some of them say, you know, hey, if this is, here we go, best constructed near a tourist attraction, for example. Okay, so residential, let's go housing complex here. Best constructed in an area with lots of public facilities. I don't believe we have any. Now, if you pay attention to the cursor here, when it gets close to a public building that it can actually influence, there we go, like this one, for example, you see the little chevron going up saying, hey, there's synergy here. But if you get them too close to the same building, and it's the same building, so like even though that's a house and this is a house, because it's housing complex number 2, there's no conflict here. But if there was another housing complex number 2, like right here, it would lower their values and their earnings. It's kind of weird, but anyway. So we need that one, and we need a third one to make this thing work. Housing complex number 3, and why don't I put you right here? We will rotate you around. I guess that was the front. Confirm. Bingo. And now we're done, and there we go. We hit the subsidy, so we will get 31 million yen in however many days. 38 days. Okay, so let's look for another cheap one. Sugio Village. Let's put in some commercial buildings. We'll get 100% of the land subsidized at the end of all this. We got tons of cash to burn here, so this is fine. Now, the problem here is that because this is a destination and a hot springs, it's already got a lot of commercial buildings down here, so we're going to have to find something that is not already in place. We will go to commercial. Let's pick a gas station. Yeah, we can get away with a gas station, sure. Okay, we'll put that right there. Okay. And then let's put down convenience store. I think there might already be a convenience store. Let's put it down anyway. Let's see. No? Oh, okay, there's one over here. So, like, if we had these two together, they would be competing. But if we put it over here, it's out of the way. Now, I don't know that just because it's out of the way, it means it's going to be profitable. This town might be too small to have 2 of these, but we'll go ahead and put it down anyway. We can always sell it later. We are, after all, getting 100% subsidy, so we're putting this down for free, and if we sell it, it's all profit. Video rental store? Or a video game store? Best constructed in a metropolitan area. Yeah. Metropolitan area, so that's probably also, this is not a great one. What about a kiosk? Near a transport facility. Okay. Not great right now. Tourist attraction. Let's put down a gift shop. But when I put a bus stop out here, and I'll want to, it might be a good thing to have that one that's transport ready. Okay, we'll put this one here, but we will make it face the road. Besides the front, I guess that out. This is the front with the board on it. Okay. So that should give me another one. There we go. We'll get 28 million out of that one. Thank you for your assistance in developing the region. Good. Let's try another one. 95% if we do recreational buildings in Asoya Village. Now that's a very big region. Recreational buildings, maybe not. What about a Jiro Village? Oma Town? If we do 2 more bus stops here, I don't see that as necessary. Let's do 2 residential buildings in Oma Town, though. Wait, that's but it's only 40% subsidized. This is 95% subsidized. The thing is, Ajiro Village doesn't have anything to it, so I'm not sure if it's going to be profitable or not. But at 95%, again, we can just sell it if it's not profitable, so... Okay, we shall take that one and get back into the building and construction here shortly. But see, like, this is a tiny place. It is growing, though. We can see that there are a few buildings here that actually, you know, a seafood restaurant, and so it is a place that's actually got some stuff. So I guess it's okay to build here. Subsidies, we'll just go straight back into the residential basic housing complexes. We can always change how these look, so they... Okay, that doesn't want to be living right there, so we'll have it living right here instead. Make sure that is facing the road. Give it a different look. There's one there. Let's go housing complex 4. Bring you down to here, say? Yeah, it's not conflicting with anything. Confirm that. And then we'll give it housing complex 3. Which I guess we can just put here. Alright, so that is another one in the ground. More money. Not too much money, but that's a bit of money coming my way. So I think we're done there. Now, let's return to here. And I'm kind of wondering if I should go ahead and set this up already. Yeah, I'm gonna. Before we quit here, I'm gonna set up one final bus stop. Go to bus stop, let's grab you. Put that down there. We only need one for right now. But you know what, again, because it doesn't change the price to add more. Yeah, it's not changing anything. So we'll go ahead and add 3 in for now. We'll need it later. So we got that. And now we're just going to get one bus for now, because it's going to be a while before we actually get people over here. And we will take the purchase of a... Let's see. So we've got this type of bus running over here. I could research this and change what it looks like. Actually, I might be able to do that now that I've got advanced settings on. Let's maybe look at that. We'll pick this one just to differentiate it so I know what I'm actually looking at here. Then we go to rear bus. That doesn't look like I can just yet. Okay, so we need to place you. We will place you here. Can it not go on those roads? Interesting. So I want to rename this. I'm going to rename this to be Temple Bus. And operating schedule is going to be the route between Oima 2 and... What is this called? East Oima. I cannot get to East Oima. Okay. Well, crap-a-dap-a-doo. I guess I've got to... we'll build the roads then. We'll build the roads. Again, I've got so much money, we'll just build the roads. Start it there and run it down. Okay. Go back to our automobiles. Temple bus. Operating schedule. Grab you there. Add East Oima. There we go. So now it'll loop around there. It'll come down to here. It'll make a stop in the first slot. And that'll start getting more tourists going. Oh, forgot to set the hours. Between 5 and 11. Perfect. Alright. Well, I think we got a pretty good setup here. That's pretty great. So eventually, Okay, so you'll notice two connections just popped up there. And if we go check out this lady here again, tourist information, she shows that Toyonami also connects to the shrine. And the reason for that is because they are connecting here. So we've got buses taking people here, and there's a bus stop there, which they can now take all the way over here if they wanted to, because there's that bus stop there. So that's indicating that once we connect all these up, people can go all over the city here, which is going to be great for us because we're going to need lots and lots and lots of people moving around in order to get our full count of 200,000 tourists a year. For now, that's pretty good. The only thing we're missing is this city over here. If we actually go back and look at the map, you'll see we have no connection here to an eastern city, although I might be able to get there through the mountains. I think that's going to be a real pain to do, though. But we can set up a line here. Now, to get to here, because this is a very narrow valley, we're going to be using buses, which means we're going to set up a stop here somewhere. I should probably go by land while it's still available. Set up a stop here that hooks into buses that go all the way down this valley and back. Once I get the subway technology, I could maybe tunnel through here if I wanted to with a rail. Maybe, but whatever. I managed to do this mostly with buses, but like 3 different rail lines and all this stuff. It's really a hassle to get this game done. It really is, but I could even actually, this is all farmland down here. I could easily connect this up if I wanted to make another connection from here to here, but there's no tourist destination thing over here. That's the key point. Traffic inside the city is not helping me. It's helping, it would help with growth for sure, but it would not help with tourists because tourists will only get off at the end destination. So even if we have connections there, it doesn't necessarily help. Anyway, that's something we're going to have to deal with later. And speaking of dealing with, we've got a lot of people here waiting for a bus. We're going to have to put down some more buses because they ain't doing it. I don't even know what your problem is. Why are you operating with only 5 people on board? Let's look real quick and see exactly how many people are on board. So this one is full. It is over capacity. People are sitting on each other's laps inside of this one, whereas this one's only half full. It's no wonder you're not making profit. I'm going to have to check this one. This is the one I put down, too. So that... yeah, I'll look at that. But anyway, well, I say we'll finish this up next time. We'll try. See you then.